to go. So hello to those of you who do not know who I am. My name is Kelsey Woolman. I am a Ruby ambassador with Plexus. Happy Monday. I am so excited to be on this call with you guys. It's one of those weird, funny things for me where I get super stressed out because I want to find the best topic and the best information to give you. And then I over prepare, I over analyze, I reread. Like I'm just a weirdo like that. And but the second it's like 10 minutes before the call, I'm like, oh my God, I'm so excited. So I know you guys could be several different places tonight, but you're here and I thank you for that. So lots of information that's going to be shared. I'm just going to be upfront and honest with you. I would recommend getting a pen and paper to write some stuff down, but that's totally your call. For those of you who are more of, I just want to soak it in and kind of retain the information in that way, totally fine because I have it all written down. So I can send it to you. I can even share it in the Lead with Love chat, whatever's easiest for you guys. But no judging my notes because, again, I over prepare. Let's see where I want to get started. Okay, so what I want to start with really quick is talking about relationships for a minute. So think about these following relationships in your life. Okay, so your marriage, your friendships, your family, your relationship with Jesus. So for this situation and for the sake of the conversation, let's take your relationship with your husband, for example. So most likely you speak to your husband every day. You say, I love you. You do your best to spend intentional time with one another. But on the flip side of that is if you don't, over time, your marriage will more than likely start to struggle. Same with your friendships, same with your relationships with your family, and most importantly, your relationship with Jesus, right? I think we've all encountered this in one way or another in our lives. So with all of that being said, I want to probe you guys with the question, what would you say your relationship with your business is like right now? So if you had to think about that, if anybody's brave enough to throw that in the chat, I would love that. But if not, I'm not going to force you to do it. So don't panic. But to make you guys a little bit more comfortable, I'll tell you what mine is. The first words that came to my mind when I kind of thought this for myself was impatient and agitation. So, okay. So Chelsea says the dating stage, excited but nervous to jump in 100%. That's great. Okay. So like the honeymoon phase. Okay. That's good. I love that. Okay. So mine was a little different. I immediately thought of impatience and agitation.
Yeah.
And I know what you guys are thinking. You're like, listen, I am spending 30 to 40 minutes of my night with you right now. I came here to be motivated. But don't panic. Don't panic. I'm just being real because life is not always rainbows and butterflies. But I truly believe that God has me personally in what we like to call the waiting season. And Kristen Boss, if you guys don't know her, follow, like, and subscribe. She's incredible. Literally love her. A lot of my aha, I need to do X, Y, and Z moments came from one of her trainings. She's really good at what she does, and she allows things to kind of click in your brain. But she made a reel, and in the reel, she said this. No one seems to really talk about the moment before the big transformation, the moment in the middle. You're not the before picture anymore, but you're not quite the after picture yet. You can feel stuck and numb, like you're just relying on blind faith. But in all reality, this moment is what matters the most in getting to where you want to be. Most people give up in this exact moment that you're in right now. You don't have to know exactly where you're going. You just need to know why. Guys, this is why, for starters, I'll be very transparent with you. When I watched this reel, I like fell to my knees because that is exactly the space I'm living in right now. Like, God, what do you want? Where am I supposed to be going? What direction does this look like? And so seeing that or reading those words, hearing those words just like blew my mind. And this, if you've been around for a week or you've been around for 5 years, you have heard us talk about what is your why? Focus on your why. What does that look like? Do you have it written down? Is it posted around your house? Like, this is why we talk about your why so much. Because when you're in the season that I'm currently living in right now, it's easy to want to just be like, you know what, this isn't working. I don't want to be a part of that anymore, or I don't want to do this, or I'm exhausted. And it's like, no, this is where people give up. You got to keep fighting and keep working towards what it is that you want. So when something like that happens in my life and I feel that, I kind of tend to go like action oriented a little bit when I should probably sometimes rest in God's word a little bit more. But what I do is I will pick apart what's going on in my life to find the gap or what needs worked on, right? So I've spent the last few weeks picking apart different areas of my business, searching for the parts that need some love, if you will. And a big area of struggle for me, which I believe I have shared before, is how excited I get when talking with potentials. And I know that probably sounds really weird because you're like, you should get excited. The products are great. Well, my adrenaline skyrockets. My face lights up and my emotions go buck wild. And my brain says to me, time to say all the things, Kels. Don't leave anything out. And then I'm just like, 100%. And these people are just like, okay, she really likes what she does. That's cool and great and all, but I'm overwhelmed. This is too much. No thanks. Right. And usually I don't get any of those answers. They just stopped responding. So, which is fine. But sometimes you have to look inward, right? Like, what am I doing wrong? How am I approaching this conversation wrong? Well, after spending time, kind of figuring this out, that was kind of my big aha moment. So now I'm in a place where I knew this specific area needed my attention. As the saying goes, the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again, but expecting a different result. So if I'm looking at my business from a 365-foot view, and I'm recognizing what needs fixed and what needs changed, we got to do something about it. We got to put one foot in front of the other. So with all that being said, I want to share with you a concept that I've actually really God has a sense of humor, because I have been doing a lot of training and digging in a little bit further to some different sales tactics, if you will, for my other job. And it just kind of clicked in my brain. I was like, oh my gosh, I need to share this with my Plexus people, because could be really huge and pivotal for you. So I don't know if anybody has heard of it, but I want to share with you all the concept of spin selling and why it's so incredibly important with what we do. So first and foremost, has anybody heard or read about this concept before? Just maybe say something in the chat. No. Okay, good. I'm going to roll with that. Yay, I get to be the first person. Okay, cool. First of all, when I first heard this and started, dabbling into it, I hate even thinking of the word selling when it comes to what we do, because there's so much of like our heart and passion intertwined in it that sometimes that word has just like a heavy weight to it, and it makes you feel, spammy and icky a little bit, right? No, just me. Okay. But anyways, I want to change that for you if that's where your mind went just now when I said that. So a good reminder is the best selling isn't at all about the products and what you can offer. It's very much about the customer and their needs. So I'm going to read that one more time, because sometimes I think we get stuck in the muck of getting somebody to sign up. I'm one step closer to getting my boots. Oh my gosh, I can't believe I didn't earn those Nikes or that North Face coat. And guys, that is fun and exciting. And trust me when I say I am motivated by those contests. I am probably to the extreme motivated by those contests. Receiving gifts is one of my love languages, which is so embarrassing to say, but that's the reality of who I am. So I get that. I understand that. But we lose sight of the vision and what we're doing when we're so sales focused. And I need to get 200 points this month to get to this. And yes, all of that is important. Don't hear me not say that. But don't lose yourself on that journey, right? So the best selling isn't at all about your products and what you can offer. It's very much about the customer and their needs. So let's dive in a little bit further. This is where it's going to get a little nitty gritty. And if you are like, I can't take notes anymore, it's fine. Again, I'll happily give them to you. What is SPIN? So SPIN, S-P-I-N, stands for something. Situation, problem, implication, and need payoff. You're kind of like, how does that relate to Plexus? I'll be honest with you guys. I read a lot about this before it clicked that this could transition over to Plexus because it was I'm a franchise broker. And so selling Plexus products and selling franchises, it's a very different world. But I took all this information I learned and God just kind of opened my eyes to how I could implement this with my Plexus business. So what I put together for you guys was I gave it a Plexus twist, if you will. So situation, problem, implication, and need payoff. So let's start with the S. S is situation. These are types of questions that truly help you understand your customer's current situation. So the main goal with the S is to gather information, right? So this is where I struggle. I'm like, oh, what are you hoping to find relief from? Weight loss, headaches, fatigue. Oh my gosh, watch this wheat seed feed video. And then here's 17 links to X, Y, and Z. And do you want to hop on an opportunity call next week? This would be so much fun if we did this together. You guys, this is my problem. This is where it smacked me in the face. I'm like, great, we're only on S. This will be fun. So example, let's kind of dive into that because maybe it's still not clicking. Here's the type of questions you can ask at the beginning, okay? And there's so many others. If any pops into your mind while we're talking about this, please throw it in the chats just so everybody else can see it. What is your current regimen? So this question in and of itself helps us determine, are they taking anything? Have they ever taken anything? If they're taking something we're familiar with, maybe we understand kind of the cost of what that is. That already helps our brain kind of, oh, good, she's already spending $300 a month. She's going to be just fine spending $130. You know, honestly, this is going to be great because I'm going to let her know that she's going to be saving money. So a lot of things can be uncovered with just that question alone. And guys, I've never asked that question. I'll be completely transparent with you. That gets lost in the shuffle. You know, organically during conversation, they'll say like, oh, I've taken a probiotic I had to keep in the fridge, you know, but I'm not intentional about asking them what their current regimen is. How long have you been using said current regimen? How long have you felt this way? This question I also love because what's the rule of thumb? However many years you have felt like this is how many months on average it'll take your body to heal. So if somebody is saying 10 years, I'm going to have the, you got to be patient conversation extra hard with that person, right? So that is very, very, very important. What are your eating habits, right? If they're smashing fast food every night, let's make some changes. Only eat it 3 times a week. And then we'll move to 2 times a week and then once a week. We can baby step that. How's your daily water intake? I don't even have to lecture you guys on this. How important is your health to you? Is Jennifer trying to lose 10 pounds real quick because she's in a wedding in a few weeks? She's probably not going to be very patient with the triplex, right? Maybe, but maybe not, and probably not. So understanding that piece of it. And what is your end goal? What do you want your life to look like? This is a really cool question that kind of piggybacks off of one of the calls that we had. I can't even remember who it was, but vision casting, right? What's your end goal? This is a cool opportunity for them to say, you know, maybe I quit my part-time job and make this my side hustle. Or there's a lot that could stem from that question in and of itself. Spend to create a questionnaire to get to potentials. Yes, Chelsea. Was it the faster way that we started that they did that? Oh, okay, yes, that and Monet or whatever it is, they do questions like that, and then you receive them. It's like they reach out to you. That, anyways, we could talk. I could go. Yeah, my wheels are turning too. Got it. Okay, that's a great idea though. Okay, so there's several other questions, obviously, but hopefully at this point you guys are kind of getting the idea. Again, feel free to throw in other questions in the chat if your wheels are turning. Okay, P, problem. These are types of questions that help illustrate the different problems your product solves for them. So, do you feel like your body is functioning at full capacity? Is what you're currently doing working for you? On a scale of 1 to 10, how badly do you want to feel better? Are they at their wits' end? Or are they like, I mean, I feel fine, but, you know, do you feel like you have enough energy to get all the things done each day? Do you feel like your quality of sleep is good? So next one is implication. These are types of questions that hone in on the problems you've discovered at this point. So this is kind of the next steps. Showing the customer why they need to be solved. That is a problem, right? This would be the conversation of when you're popping ibuprofen and Xanax and Zofran every single day. That's part of my story. That's why I just shared that. That right there is your body trying to communicate with you. And we know that. Everyone on this call knows that. A headache isn't nothing. It's usually your body being like, hey, you need to drink some more water. I'm insanely dehydrated. Can you help me out here? You know, that's kind of, I mean, that's what it is. If you have a rash on your face, your body doesn't like something. You should probably entertain that and look into it. So that's kind of where this kind of comes from. How many quick fix diets have you done in the past just to fall back into old habits, you know? How much better would you feel if you started sleeping throughout the night? How would that one simple fix change your life? You guys, I am in bed most nights by 8:30. I'm an old lady at heart. I need my sleep. I do wake up at the butt crack of dawn, but like I need my sleep. And so if I wasn't getting sleep and that was a problem of mine, nobody wants to be around me that next day. So I would answer this question if I was in that situation, like it would dramatically change my life. Thanks for asking. I think that's so important. What would your life look like if you made enough money to be able to stay home with your kids? Whoa. Right? That's a heavy question. That one kind of strikes something in me and hits home. Okay, and need payoff. What? Like, I have read that and I was like, okay, well, I don't know what that means. This is great. Rather than just telling your client how your product can address their pain point, which is all the stuff we just discussed, these types of questions lead your customer to those conclusions on their own. Don't hear me say manipulation. That's not what this is. That's not the type of business we're in. We're not manipulating anybody, but we are allowing the people in our life who are coming to us about the products that we take and that we are selling, for them to have their own aha moment, right? We're giving them space and real genuine interaction for them to kind of come to the conclusion on their own. Would extra income for your family give you more financial freedom? Would more energy allow you to be a better wife and mom? Yep. Anybody else? Wouldn't it be better if you actually healed the problem versus putting a Band-Aid on it every time? Ugh. Do you think losing weight and healing your gut would solve most of your problems? I bet you that question right there would turn into a 20-minute conversation. So 4 stages of a spin sale are opening, investigating, demonstrating capability, and obtaining commitment. So I'm just going to touch base on these. Some of them are kind of obvious, but opening, I'm speaking to myself. There's a mirror right here, right? Oh, would it be worth it to make this small change if it could help you feel better? Gosh, yes, that's good. That's good. Good job, Allison.
Thank you. Brielle probably thinks it sounds very familiar.
Yeah, she's like, oh, I've heard that before.
Works great for kids.
Oh gosh, seriously. Okay, so opening, again, looking at a mirror here. Don't jump into the product features and benefits. This turns people off and you lose the opportunity to learn valuable information. They shouldn't know anything about anything until you know all the things, right? If that's the only thing you take from this call, that's what I want you to listen to. Investigating. This is probably the most important part. You are really figuring out how your product can help this person. When you're listening to them, you're okay, headaches, yep. Inflammation, stomach pain, yep. You're like, okay, triplex, oh, stubborn fat areas, okay, metaburn, no energy, active. That's like you're investigating, you're letting your wheels turn, you're figuring out who they are and what could really help them. And you're identifying their priorities. That's huge. If they're really, really focused on weight loss, but they also have, a rash on their leg all the time, like they probably are wanting to lose weight before the rash goes away. So listen to that. Listen to those cues. You're also gaining credibility by asking relevant questions. It's not just like shooting in the dark. Like now you're building a relationship with them. And that's the business we're in, you guys. We're building relationships with people. And that's so cool that we get to do that. We just got to find and kind of shift how we do that to make the conversations more fruitful. Demonstrating capability. So once you've connected the dots between your solution and your customer's needs, you need to prove that the connection exists. Friend, you are in the right place. I'm so proud of you for reaching out. I've been there. I've totally been there. And I just want to tell you, like, I'm proud of you for trying to take back control of your life. That's incredible. There are 3 basic ways to describe your product's capabilities. This is going to sound basic, but hear me. Features, advantages, and benefits, right? The FAB. So a feature, oh gosh, running out of time, I'm hurry. I knew this was going to happen. A feature for a cup might be, it can hold 10 ounces of liquid. The advantage of a cup might be you can use it to drink both hot and cold beverages. The benefit of your cup might be, since you drink coffee in the morning and iced coffee in the afternoon, you'll appreciate this mug's versatility. Now you can enjoy both beverages with 1 cup, cut and dry. You could do that with every single one of our products, you guys, without overwhelming them. unless they ask for like nitty gritty ingredients, why overwhelm them? A lot of these people aren't even like putting good food into their bodies at this point. They don't really care about that. They just know that they feel sick and they want to be better, right? So just focusing on the simplicity of feature, advantage, benefit. The FAB formula gives you another way to think about features, advantages, and benefits, right? So because said product has this feature, you will be able to, whatever the advantage is, which means you, the prospect, will experience, and what's the benefit? Weight loss, no more headaches, blood sugar balance, inflammation, healing of your gut, right? The 3 pillars. It's what we put our hats on every night. Like, that is where it's at. So to wrap this up in a big old bow, because I know I have just like exploded your brain with so much information, I'm challenging you all to really utilize this tactic. Not only does it allow for the conversation to flow better, but you guys, it's opening up so much more space for genuine human connection. That conversation instantly moves from you trying to sling slim to you actually selling somebody a solution that could literally change their entire life. You just have to be bold enough, chill out, and be patient enough to get to really know who they are and what they need, right? Nobody wants to be talked at. They just want to be heard. And that seems so simple, right? So let's all be the leader who seeks to understand more than they seek to be understood. Woof. That's for you, Allison. The woof part. Okay, so I'm going to end it on there. If you guys have any questions, I figured I will just kind of wrap it up. I got a few housekeeping items really quick that I want to go through, and then yeah, we'll see how much time we have left. Oh, here it is. Sorry. Oh, we got about 6 minutes. Okay, so we should have some time to, if you guys have any questions at all. Okay, we made a few tweaks. Well, we will be making a few tweaks to the Love Your Guts page and the Lead with Love page. So I just wanted to kind of talk about that a little bit. Love Your Guts is just for potentials. So that's still the case. But this is going to be more of an educational page. A lot of times we've been doing a lot of like challenges and stuff like that to kind of help people get moving. But a lot of those people that are on there, yes, they do take the Plexus products because eventually they turn into a VIP. But a lot of those people on Love Your Guts are dabbling into this world, right? They don't necessarily, if they can't even like commit to taking some supplements, they're probably not going to do the challenges, right? And so we've kind of noticed that and wrapped our head around it. So just think educational page, and that's it for that one. Still incredibly fruitful, very good information that people need to know. And then Lead with Love is going to be for all customers. So retail, VIP, brand ambassadors, anytime somebody signs up in any way, shape, or form, make sure they get added to that page. Let them get a taste of our community. You guys, I have some best friends that I work this business with. And it's so special and so cool. And we want people to see that because our door is always open and they are always welcome to join us. And I think that's really exciting the way they see people, or they see us kind of celebrating one another, right? Our main goal for both the pages is simple: educate, empower, and entertain. It will obviously look a little different on each page. You know, there's going to be a lot of business focus on the Lead with Love, but also lots of education, right? Lots of education on both pages. So anyways, that is kind of the concept that we're shooting for that. As far as calls go, every Monday, the Monday motivation call at 7 Eastern. We have this call at 8:30 Eastern every Monday. And then Tuesdays and Thursdays is the Why Plexus, Why Now? And then Wednesday is the Welcome to Plexus call at 7 Eastern time. What else am I missing? I think that's, oh, I was just going to touch base on the rally calls, or the messages. If that is something that you are wanting to be a part of, just reach out, talk to somebody about it. We can get you plugged in. It's basically people working the business for you, right? Putting in the hard work to get you the information that you need so you can be successful. So just raise your hand and let's chat about that for sure. I have 3 minutes left. Does anybody have any questions at all? Feel free to unmute and chat if you do.
I'm gonna want all those notes because I don't write or type that fast.
I know. I know.
Me too.
That was good. That was really good. I just
Okay, you got
couldn't
it.
get
Thank
it all
you.
down, so I need the notes, please.
That's why I'm like, this is a lot of information. Even when I was writing it all out, I was like, I should like run this through and but yes, I will absolutely share that with you guys. So
Thank you.
any other questions at all? All right. Well, I honestly, I'll probably just throw my notes in the Lead with Love chat, you think? Maybe? I don't know.
Yes, do that, please.
Yes.
Oh, Mackenzie! I know your voice. It just says iPhone, so I wasn't sure.
It's been me, darn.
Oh, I love it. Okay. Oh, hey.
She's actually been sitting here watching you this entire time.
Oh, you know how to spin sail now, girl, or what?
Oh yeah, and she's been answering you. You couldn't hear, but she's been answering all of your questions.
Oh my God, I love that. Oh, that's so cute. Okay, it's about to cut me off. So I am going to stop recording and maybe stop recording.